Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer. I hope you've had a good week. This week I've managed to paint 5 miniatures and completed a little bit of scatter terrain. I haven't really had much done with the board this week, but I'll show you the miniatures and what I did do. So the first thing I got done was this Zombicide Runner miniature, and I've nicknamed him Little Red Riding Hood for obvious reasons. He painted up pretty good as usual. The original box set zombies for Zombicide are really nice miniatures to paint. He turned out pretty good. So that's the front of him, and here's a picture of the back of him. As you can see, I painted him up in red, and then put down a dark red wash, which sunk in, and then I re-highlighted with the original colour to bring up the raised areas on his clothes. I used some blue to bring out the trim, and I thought that worked pretty good against the red. And I gave him some nice flashy new trainers with some white and some light blue as accents. And I think the colours worked out really well for him. So the next miniature I painted was a Seeker from, I believe it's Zombicide Angry Neighbours, which is a pretty nice looking miniature actually. I quite like him. I haven't actually used the Seekers yet because, at the moment I'm struggling away with Toxic City, the base game, and Brew Morgue. So adding yet another one in at the moment is, just fry my brain. So yeah. But the miniature's nice. I think he's pretty cool with his sunglasses and his dreads. They're very quickly painted, very easy to paint and very quick because they're a horde. It doesn't really matter if you get too much detail. So it's looking a bit shiny here because the flash on my camera caught it at the angle and what have you. It's not actually that bright if you look at him. But they're very nice miniatures, paint up very easy. And really I should paint these more often because I can churn out the zombies pretty quick if I try to. So that's the front of him, and here's a picture of the back of him. And like I said, they're nice little miniatures. I painted it as though he's wearing combat boots, the old Vietnam era type ones, or World War II ones actually, the brown boots. He's actually wearing shoes and socks, but I thought it looked better if he was wearing combat boots, and you can't really tell, so it looks pretty good like that. So that's him done. And I don't think this one really needs any introduction. It's Necromunda House Escher miniature. Games Workshop stuff I don't think I really need to introduce, but there you go. If you know about miniatures, you know about Games Workshop. But I painted her up in a red and purple. What can I say about them? They fit together really easily. They paint up nice. There's a hell of a lot of detail on them. They're really nice miniatures. This one I painted with reds, dark red building up to a lighter red for highlight, and she's got like a what's it called, warp something bronze for the shoulder pads, etc. She picked up nice, and I quite enjoyed painting her. And the back view of her just shows up her armor plating on her back, and you can see the plating on his shoulder a bit better too. I'm not into Necromunda. I don't play it, but I thought she would make a very good raider for my. This is not a test army, so I'm not even sure what this thing on her left leg is. I don't know if that's got any sort of lore to it or anything. So I just painted it up as I saw fit, and some sort of grenade type thing. But it's probably actually got a completely different meaning, but I didn't know what it was, so that's what they turned out as. And the final picture of this House Escher riflewoman. Side on view, showing the mohawk really, and a little bit more detail. Quite happy with how the mohawk turned out. Obviously it's a dark, you go over the mohawk dark first, then a slightly lighter colour from the middle of it, and then even lighter colour at the end of it, and you end up with like a dry brushed effect, which yeah layers it quite nicely. But yeah, I was quite pleased with how she turned out. And the second House Escher miniature from Necromunda I got painted. Yeah, she's got a nice sharply pointy sword with a bit of rust and grime on it to make it look a bit older. Again, same colour scheme of reds and purples. I managed to pick out her abs, which were quite prominent, so she's definitely working out a lot. But yeah, I quite like that miniature with her huge ponytail, etc. Yeah, I like that was a nice one. And the back view of her, yeah. So yeah, picked out her muscles and what have you. So what was it? It's 4 shades of skin colour and a wash. Not in that order, obviously. You put your first skin colour down, wash it. Original skin colour, high tone, and then the highest tone of all to pick out extra details. But yeah, she looks pretty good. Definitely, again, should be used in my This Is Not a Test warbands. Although I haven't actually got any Raider warbands at the moment, but my brother has, so maybe he'll decide he will use her as one of his band. My band being a Peacekeepers. And the last miniature that I got painted, obviously not going to be used for my This Is Not a Test game, or Zombicide, so it's a new thing for me to show you. Is a mouse from Mice and Mystics game, and it's Lily. And I really enjoyed painting her. It surprised me actually. I was kind of worried about how I was going to paint her, but she came up really nice, I thought. I used sort of the colours that they had on the artwork. I made slight changes with the doublet that she's wearing. But yeah, I think she looks really cool with her grey fur and her pink nose and ears. And I really enjoyed painting her actually. So I'll probably be painting more of these quite soon because I really enjoy painting it. And the rear view of Lily, again painted with base coat, wash, original colour, and a small amount of highlight to the original colour, so that the very tips of things. But it doesn't really show up very much because I pick a highlight that's very close to the base colour anyway. But yeah, really enjoyed her. And as I showed you in the last video as a work in progress, I had some scatter terrain that I was working on, or a ruin. And this is kind of the finished product. Once you got everything glued down, like the base to the building, etc., it is so quick to get these things done. You could knock out loads in a night, but obviously I only did the one because I had other things I wanted to be doing. But I say once you've actually done the groundwork, like putting the plaster on the polystyrene and gluing it to the base, you could do the rest in one evening easy. And you could probably knock out about 6 or 7, no problem, in one evening. I'm not saying it's brilliant scatter terrain, but it does its job, and it looks a hell of a lot better than something unpainted and just chucked on the table. And the following picture, yeah, I put Lily the Mouseling, or Mice and Mystic Mouse, on it, just so you can get sort of an idea of scale. And you can see actually in the background to the right, you can see the Seeker. But yeah, for a very quick paint job, a bit of flock chucked on it, and like 3 colours: base colour, wash, base colour again, and highlight. And that's all the stonework is, and it comes up nice because you put all the texture already onto it by using the filler or plaster. The bushes at the front of the ruins, which you'll see in a minute. And here it is. Yeah, so there's a bush at the front of it, and I use lichen or lichen, whatever they call it, at the very front. I should have really used clump foliage, I think, but I used that because that was what I had to hand, and yeah, it turned out okay, but it looks more like a straw pile on this, or something maybe moss or something, a big pile of moss, giant moss. But yeah, it turned out okay. And you know, if you're gonna try and build terrain, if you're interested in building terrain, just do it because it's so much fun and so easy to do. It's not hard at all. So that's what I got done this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing it what I painted, and I hope that you'll tune in again next week. So until then, happy crafting. I'll see you around.